morning, Sequim, and welcome to Rise and Pryne. And this morning I have with me our board president, Brandino Gibson. Welcome, President Gibson.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here finally. This is awesome.
Well, this is so fun. So we are starting season 2, and we're going to ask you some questions so we can gain a little insight into who you are. If you could immediately gain one new skill, what would that skill be and why?
So it's funny. I actually talked to my wife and daughter about this, and they both came up with the same exact answer. Dad, you need to learn to sing. Oh. So I play music, I play guitar, and I perform at parties and stuff with people. Singing's not my best part, so learning to sing would be helpful. Now, with that said, transitioning this to more of a professional manner, it would be in today's society, I wish I had the ability to get people to just be more compassionate towards one another. You know, we've been through a lot over the last couple of years, and we have this division of sides, and just understanding the other side and how they operate and what is going on in their head, and just being compassionate to one another and understanding their positions on things.
Thank you. Both of those would be great skills. So when you start singing, let us know, and we'll all be compassionate while we listen.
All right. There we go. Perfect.
What are 3 words that best describe your leadership style on the Sequim School District Board?
So I've been in kind of leadership roles in different positions in my life, and there's a few things that I really try to focus on. So first of all, I consider myself a servant leader. I was elected by the constituents within this community. And we, all 5 of us on this board, are here to serve the students, the staff, and the community. As a board president, what I like people to understand is I'm not in charge of anything. I'm one of 5 individuals, and we're here again to serve the community and the students, but we're also, my job is to facilitate meetings, set agenda, and be the spokesperson for the district, and that's it. I don't have any different votes than anybody else, but it's about being part of that team and serving those that we're responsible for.
And servant leadership is probably one of the greatest gifts we can give to people, is to serve others and understand others. And what a great way to give back to the community by working with all of our students. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other piece too, and it kind of goes back to my compassion part, is just an understanding. So I try to lead by understanding those that are around me. So we have like 2,500 plus students and staff and parents and community, and we all have thoughts and ideas on how we should do things within the school, and understanding where those that question are coming from. I think a perfect example is, back when we started athletics back up, and at that time we weren't going to allow parents to come to games, but yet, some parents came to me and said, hey, why are we not doing this? Well, we looked into the rules, regulations. WIA was allowing some situations. So, thanks to Dr. Pryne and Superintendent Brewer getting together, we made a decision to allow that based on an understanding of where we were at and what the need was for our district, and listening to them and listening to what they have to say. Because they have thoughts and opinions, and they're important, and they're very important. That's why we have public, comments at our board meetings, is to get the input from them and just to listen and understand where they're coming from, where our staff are coming from, as we're trying to, return back to classrooms in tough situations and having a better understanding of where everybody's at.
Thank you. When you initially ran for the Sequim School Board, why did you run for the Sequim School Board, and what do you like most about being on the board?
I don't know. Somebody just said, you need to run for school board. So I thought, all right, no. At that time, I had just spent almost 2 years on Citizens for Sequim Schools, and we fought so hard to try to pass some bonds, and we came so close, such a need for our community. And then I during that time, I also was attending a lot of board meetings and watching what was going on. And I thought, okay, there's an open seat coming up. We have to look at things a little differently. I spent these 2 years thinking one way. Maybe there's other options that we have, and maybe I can come on and work with the team to be able to come up with better options. Well, fortunately, during my term, we've passed 2 capital projects levies. Now, those 2 capital project levies were huge in the impact on our school. We have a wonderful kitchen now. Now we have an empty space over there that we're able to, hopefully do something in the future with. We now have a new capital projects levy to fix many of the items that we've had on our list for 10, 12 years that needed to be taken care of. And those were pieces that, I was hoping to be able to be part of. We've been successful in that. So, it helps me feel better that, okay, we've had some success during my time and term here.
And it was such an interesting time with the last election because it was right in the middle of the pandemic and we had to do the campaign virtually. And so a brand new way of doing business. Yeah.
And, one thing we did gain from the prior capital projects levy was we didn't really get as out in the community and signs everywhere and all. And I think we learned a little bit from that process too, that we were able to utilize and take forward into this past 2 levies that we were fortunate to pass.
Right, because we were not allowed to go out into the community with our signs.
No knocking on doors.
No knocking on doors. That's right. So what do you hope to accomplish for the students for the 21-22 school year?
Well, coming into 21-22, we'll be bringing students back into the classroom. I think first and foremost is just getting everybody, both students and staff, comfortable with that concept, and following guidelines that we've been given, rules and regulations that have been passed down to us, but also within that being able to have the staff be comfortable with operating and getting students back together and how do we socialize again? And many of these students, I have a daughter who's going to be a senior this year, and she has been able to see some of her friends, but not all of them. And we had a lot of struggles over the last year. We did a lot of great work with staff and doing virtual classes. But now we need to move forward into real, regular kind of school and bring some of those that struggled during that virtual time frame along to be able to, get back into their learning process and be successful for this year. And I think that, those are we're coming out of a different situation than we've never been before. So that would be really my main focus is let's just find some sort of new normal. I hate using that term, but it is.
Well, and I would follow up on that. I would agree with you. And maybe we'll come back a kinder, more compassionate community as well, because we've been apart from each other for so long. And we've realized over the course of the last 18 months that we really do need each other.
Absolutely.
We need human contact.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the things that we have found, not only scientifically, but emotionally as well. Mm-hmm. So my last question for you is not on your list, so I'm just going to spring it on you. But What do you hope to leave as your legacy?
Wow, that's a good question. So first of all, I think, just the fact that we were able to work our way through getting 2 levies passed that were just very impactful for our district. I hope that people, as I talked about this kind of my leadership style, would take that on and look at that and say, you know what, he cared about us. He cared about what was best for the students, the staff, and the community. And, we were able to accomplish quite a bit. We've been through not only COVID, but other turmoil over the last 16 months. And, but yet we still are coming out positive on the other end of this. And, I just wish the best for the students and the staff moving forward. And because it's really about them, not specifically about me, but, it's good to know that even though I'm leaving at the end of this year, that, I hopefully had a positive impact on that change.
Well, I would just like to say, having had multiple boards over the number of years I've been a superintendent, this has been one of the best boards I've worked with. So I just want to thank you as the president because you set the tone. And I want to thank the other 4 board members as well because it has become a very cohesive group. And
yeah, thank you.
I have appreciated that. It makes my job a lot easier. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And Dr. Pryne, you've kind of made our job better as well. And we appreciate having you on board and for another year to get through that 2022.
A good team of 6.
There we go.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
So on that note, I want to wish Sequim a happy Friday and a great weekend. And we'll see you next week.
We invite you to the 9th Annual Back to School Fair on Saturday, August 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, please visit sequimschools.org. And thanks so much for joining us today, and have a fantastic Friday, Sequim!